With the Nintendo Switch out, a lot of indies are bringing over their game over to the system, and that's pretty great because a lot of people like the Switch and they think it's a great indie platform. But even a lot of older indie games are getting ported to the system as well. This includes today's game. Michael here, and today we're going to be checking out Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition, which this is not on the Switch, but rather this is on the PC. So one thing that they've been doing with a lot of these older indie games is they end up introducing these new updates with the whole Switch version, and a lot of these indie devs have been going back to their PC versions as well and just updating them because, you know, they're passionate about their game and they want it to do well. And so they're able to go through and just, you know, kind of make whatever they want. Now, I'm not too far into the game on this save. I decided to actually just restart completely when I went on to this version, which was kind of dumb now that I think about it because I didn't actually know it was in the update. I just played this game a long time ago. I think it was like 2 years ago or something along those lines. And I kind of liked it, but I have a lot of problems with it. And I kind of wanted to talk about that today in our checking out video because basically the game isn't really better. It's just slightly has more content, and there's some balance things that have been changed and stuff like that. Some people are complaining that shotguns are pretty useless right now because of an ammo change, but I'm sure it's just because they got to play around with it. But let's go ahead and go into it. So this is the home base that you end up getting. This is a like 2D platformer shooter, by the way. I'm supposed to say that in the intro of these. I'm trying some new formatting stuff with this checking out series, so I apologize if it's a little bit different. But this is your home base, and you're able to kind of just walk around and everything. It's safe, but you're able to talk to these people and get mods and updates and stuff like that. Now, when I started the game, and it starts you off in this whole hunting area, and it's like, hey, here's a tutorial on how to do stuff. I think I'm just going to use my pistol for now, and I'll talk about building weapons a little bit later, but you get to build your own custom weapons. When I first started the game, it started off how I would expect it to where you're just like in this level or whatever, and it's like, hey, here's some tutorial stuff, and then you go through, and then it put me here, and I saw all this crafting stuff, and I'm like, oh, this isn't what I was thinking it was going to be, and so what is this? This is an infiltration mission? Sure, let's do it. Now, I've already played all of these missions, but it's going to be really hard for me to remember what they are. Because like I said, I restarted my mission or restarted my save and everything like that. And so I'm a little bit lost when I've been playing, but I've been playing it for about 3 hours again, I think, just kind of screwing around. But this game, it starts off kind of like this. You know, you're running around and you have this gun system, but it ends up kind of turning into a really grindy loot shooter almost. You're going to be running around collecting all this sort of material. Oh, they can duck now. Sorry, my throat is just not agreeing with me at the moment for some reason. But yeah, so it's got this really fun gameplay loop, and I actually love the gameplay of this game. And I kind of wish there were more games that ended up doing this well, because this game is actually really, really, really fun. However, what I don't like about it is the fact that it's got this huge loot grind to go through. So there's all these different materials that enemies end up dropping, and it just ends up slowing down the pace of the game quite a lot. And so right now I'm using a pistol, which just reminds me of like using the default rifle in like Metal Slug and stuff like that, which I don't know, maybe it's just nostalgic for me, but I actually like it the best because I feel like my playstyle, it works the best. Oh, and I'm taking a lot of hits. But yeah, so the gameplay part, let's just go ahead and talk about the gameplay, because the gameplay is the absolute best part. And so this part where you're running around, you're able to like jump and stuff like that, it's a superb little shooter. There's some balancing things or some design issues that I don't like about the maps, because the maps are a little bit open, but I'll talk about those a little bit later. The actual gameplay loop of running around and shooting is incredibly satisfying. Now, I have a mod on, because I was showing the little crafting thing earlier, that makes it so my character moves a little bit quicker, but I'm a bit, I have lower defense. And so basically I'm going to be taking a little bit more damage, but I'm also going to be moving faster. There is a bit of momentum, which is a little bit strange when you first get into the game, but you actually get used to it. It makes the characters feel like they have a lot of weight, and it's very satisfying to go through all the stages and just get your ass kicked, apparently. Whoops. When you die, you just respawn at one of these little health bays, which this one just had it at the beginning. What am I even supposed to be doing here? I think I'm just supposed to get to a certain location. So here's the map. You're able to pull this up anytime. But as you see, it's an open map, and there's going to be several different missions on the same map. I think there's one map that only had like one mission, but it was the beginner map, and I believe it's just a hunting ground, so you can end up going to it whenever you want, and so it's just like if you want to go and get materials. But that's like kind of the whole idea, is that you're going to go through these missions and get materials to get better weapons. Now, you have to complete each mission, you know, once to actually rank up and get new missions, so you can get better gear and craft better weapons and stuff like that, which is fine. I actually like that. I like having a progression. I just feel like the grindy bit of it is kind of unfortunate, because while I haven't reached it yet on this save, when I was on my older save, which had about 6 or 7 hours in it, I kind of was at a point to where I just wasn't able to unlock anything new unless I went through and replayed a bunch of missions. Now, luckily, the gameplay, like I was saying, is really, really fun. And so this little loop, while it does get boring, I will admit, after about an hour of playing, you'll want to play something else. But for an hour, it is incredibly fun and satisfying little platformer shooter stuff. And you're able to get a nice variety of weapons. And so you have everything from handguns and assault rifles to shotguns and rockets and different types of grenades and stuff like that you can end up getting, like C4. I have some healing stuff. I don't have any C4, but C4 is really fun to play with. But the problem is the gameplay doesn't really variate itself aside from different enemy types and some different level design. And the grindiness to get new weapons just becomes really, really unfortunate. And this update doesn't do anything to fix those problems. And so if you're into a looty grind sort of game, or this is just kind of like one of those experiences that you just want to run through and you want a shooter like this, it's not a bad pick. It's actually really, really fun. However, it's best in multiplayer, for one. If you can get a few people playing in multiplayer, there is online co-op. It was dead. However, the Reloaded edition did get some people coming back and playing and stuff like that. But I suggest if you want to get it with like a group of friends or something like that, that's going to be the best experience, because these types of games are just always fun like that. Just be aware that it's going to be a bit grindy if, you're not in the same spot. Let's say one person is like, oh, I need to go to this later stage, and then you're going to run into a problem to where they just don't do any damage, which is a little bit unfortunate. At least I assume so. Now, I did say that my old save was only at like 6 hours. I haven't dived into the game nearly as far as some people would say you'd have to really feel the experience. But at the same time, I don't feel like the gameplay warrants it as much. I'm going to go through this doorway. I have no idea where it goes. I think it's just a room. Oh, God, I'm getting shot at. Cool. Also, these guys are annoying. Talking about some of the design hiccups, some of the enemy... Oops. I accidentally messed up on my D-pad there. That was my bad. Some of the designs for like how to kill enemies and stuff like that is kind of annoying as well. Like some of the bosses especially, they'll have animations that just are not... You just don't really know what to expect from them, and it's kind of like creates this trial and error situation, which is a little bit annoying, but obviously that's going to be kind of expected in these types of games, I believe. Like old retro style games always end up having that, and it just comes down to the way the animations are. The art style in this game is really good though. The music is fun for the first hour, and then after that it's just incredibly repetitive, I would say. I really want to get my sniper rifle again though, because I really miss having a sniper rifle, because right now I'm just using the handgun. I like the click once shoot once systems, so that's the type of guns that I use. Was there a box in here? I'm gonna get revenge, and I'm gonna get that box. Yes, now that I knew he was there. But yeah, trial and error stuff. The missions themselves don't really change, so every once in a while they'll block off like a path or something, but that's really about it. There are a bunch of different mission types, however. There is hostage situations where you gotta go save hostages. There's ones where you just gotta go in an area. Oh, I forgot materials. Whatever, screw it. There's missions where you just gotta go and collect a bunch of materials. There's missions where you just gotta go kill things. And then there's ones where you gotta get to a very specific objective. And then there's boss fights. The boss fight animations, like I was saying, though, can be a little bit obtrusive sometimes. Like, you just don't really know exactly what's going to happen. And you have this roll system you're supposed to use, which the game doesn't really display what you can dodge at first very well. But you can dodge through different bullets. However, you can't dodge through enemies. And so stuff like this guy over here that's just super annoying because he can go through walls. You can't dodge through them. So when I first started the game, especially, I kept trying to dodge through everything. I was trying to play it like a Castlevania and just kept dying over and over again because I just run into them and take damage. This game does have some unavoidable damage as well. Like there's some situations to where you're going up like a section of a map and just an enemy drops off on you from outside of the screen. And it's just like you'd have absolutely no way of knowing that without actually, playing that mission before. But it doesn't really hurt the gameplay experience all that much. I would say, like, dying isn't really that big of a deal. You lose currency and stuff like that, but that ends up going into the whole grindy loot system of the game, which some people are going to enjoy that. Some people are going to want more of that. They're going to be like, oh, hey, well, it's just, like, means there's going to be more gameplay. It just takes a while to get some variety. Like, when I started this game up, it took about an hour and a half of playing to actually unlock an assault rifle, which is something that, I kind of wanted to try. I prefer the handguns and sniper rifles, but the first handgun isn't particularly amazing. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get like an assault rifle just to have some variety, and I can show it off a little bit later. Your knife is also useless to begin with most of the time because most enemies will just walk through. There's also no stun cycles, and so when you shoot enemies or end up hitting them with a knife or something like that, they don't stun. Here's our friendly guy. He's a spy. Oh, hey, I was just supposed to get there. Cool. Got here. So yeah, this was a mission to where I just had to go to an objective, but I'll go ahead and switch over to the assault rifle now. But yeah, that's my main complaints with the game. But the positives of it is, it's a fun game. Like, it's just fun to play, and there's not really any critical analysis there. It's just a really well-polished sort of shooter. The only thing I wish they would have had is more, oh yeah, and here's story bits. I'm going to go ahead and skip, because I've already read it for one. And number two, it's not particularly interesting. The story isn't something I'm playing it for. I mean, I'm sure some people will, but here's the customization stuff. This is actually really cool, and so you're able to go through and use any sort of combination of stuff that you want, so you can see a bunch of different stuff. And they've added in some goofy-looking weapons as well and stuff like that. Like, I don't remember seeing that, the spiral rifle. I'm sure that was there before. But yeah, they added a bunch of different weapons for the Reloaded edition, and as you rank up, you get more and more attachments and stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and use the Sturm rifle, which... not particularly amazing, but I will go ahead and use just the full set. You can mix and match whatever you want. And so if you want to use like a sniper rifle or SMG scope or something like that on it, then you can. I don't remember what the weight does. I think it slows you down, but I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and get one of these. But you'll notice down in the bottom there, it says materials. Yeah, you're going to be grinding a lot for materials, and there's certain ones that are like rare and stuff like that. Now, in this update, I don't remember this being the case before, and maybe it was, but you can actually buy rare materials now every once in a while. This will recycle every single time, so you can get rare materials through that, so you don't have to like go and grind. You could just be like, oh, I'm going to play this mission, then happens to be there. The positive is, though, to get that, like, the grinding bit is only if you want new weapons and more variety. I have noticed through both of my play sessions that when they also have two different types of missions. So they have normal missions, and then they also have the key missions, which is going to unlock stuff. That's a rendezvous mission. Let's just go ahead and do that one, because I don't feel like doing a bunch of complicated stuff. By the way, this is also a multiplayer lobby if you want to, jump in or something like that. So you can actually just go ahead and run around, and you got to talk to that guy to start the mission, because you can have multiple players. I believe up to 4, and it does have online co-op, which is super fun. I've never played online co-op. I've only played local multiplayer, so that's a thing. I like this song, by the way. This is my favorite song in the game. It's just got a catchy tune to it. I'm gonna go this way, because screw that guy. Where do I gotta go? Maybe I do have to go that way. No, I gotta go that way. Cool. I'm so thankful this game has a map, because otherwise you'd be lost. I remember when I first started this game, I didn't know there was a map. I didn't even try pushing the back button, or select. I believe it would be called select back in the day. But yeah, I would just like have no idea where the hell I was going, and I would just roam around for a long time. So yeah, and here's another doorway. They do have little markers and stuff like that. I really love the art style, though. I think it's kind of janky here and there. I think it's ridiculous the way that they make the characters talk, to where their mouths are like, rah, 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 all the time. But it's just got a fun little art style. It is a little bloody and gory, if you haven't noticed, and stuff like that. So it is something that some people may not like because of that. I'm not skirmish or anything like that about that. So squeamish. That's what I meant to say. So it doesn't bother me too much, but it might bother some people. It's not really a complaint or anything. Also, one of my abilities is the parachute that you see me having and stuff like that. That just slows down how far or how fast you end up falling. It also stops you from... I'm going to go in here because it looks fancy. I wonder what's in these. Oh, it's just a tower. Screw that. I was hoping it would be like a cafe or something like that because of the whole banner thing, but nope. But... yeah, the parachute thing, it just makes it so that, you fall slower so you don't end up landing on the ground. But if you don't have that and you land too far, your character will stop for a second and have like a little stun and stuff like that. There's a lot of little tiny tactical things you can do. I still don't have any C4, do I? Oh, I have a grenade, though. It doesn't work on the shield. The throwable weapons are pathetic, in my opinion. But yeah, so these guys are super annoying, though, because, like, let's say I'm down here. It's like, I can't really pass him. The best way for me to actually get by him speed-wise is just to jump over him. And that's, like, my final complaint. And my complaint in general, like, this game, for as fun as it is, it has a lot of things that just feel like it wastes my time. And I kind of wish that it was just, like, a level-based system to where it's just like, oh, I want to play this mission. And you just go play the mission with the weapon you want. Like, it just had, like, a handgun and a sniper rifle. And maybe you just unlock new ones through like a point system or something, or maybe just had the credit system, didn't need the material system and stuff like that. It feels like it's a lot of added onto it, but a lot of people end up liking that aspect to it. It's just going to be one of those personal preference things. This is one of those games I kind of like jumping back to, and I actually forgot I owned it until I saw the Switch announcement, and they're like, oh, hey, we're adding new content to this game, and I'm like, wait, I have that game. I'm going to go back and play it. So that's why I ended up playing it now, but overall, it's a decent game. If you're looking for a nice little sort of side-scrolling shooter game or anything along those lines, like, this isn't a bad pick. It's actually a really fun game, and it's really, really fun in multiplayer. I think multiplayer is the best experience to have it in. See, this is just freaking annoying. Like, I just can't kill him. This is why I like handguns, because they do a little bit more damage, so I can just get by this douchebag, and now I'm just dead. Whatever. But yeah, dying doesn't really matter. It just removes your... credits and stuff like that. You do have lives in the bottom right, though, so I could end up running out of lives and it'll end the mission, but I'm not really too concerned about it. But But yeah, that's Mercenary Kings. It's a decent game. I enjoy it. It's not for everyone, though. It does have that grindy aspect to it. It's fun for a little bit, but it does kind of wear itself out thin very, very quickly. I personally prefer like just one play style, which is the handgun or sniper rifle, to where it's like click once, shoot once, yay. I just feel like that just flows better to the game. But there are these assault weapons and stuff like that, and there are shotguns, and you can end up playing around with them. If you want to know more about what's in the Reload edition, you can end up looking up on their Steam forums. They have, whoops, I am playing terribly in the background as well. I was playing better earlier. But yeah, Rendezvous. Is this all I gotta do? Oh, I'm supposed to go up there. Never mind. Hold on. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this one. And if you want to know about the changes, go ahead and check it up on the forums. Hey, a medkit. I needed one of those hours ago. Also, if you like my styles of content, you can help out on Patreon. Even just $1 ends up helping a ton. And you can also end up checking out the Broken Chat Box, which is our public Discord. So you can end up going in there and chatting with everyone and maybe find some people who play Mercenary Kings. I don't know if anybody in the Discord channel has Mercenary Kings. I just have it. I think I unlocked somebody new. Yay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of bored of this game already. It's been about 3 hours since I've started this save, and I'm like, kind of done. But, you know, that's just the thing. So be aware of that if you're looking to pick it up. But some people might enjoy it a lot. So, yeah. Anyways, see you guys later. Kitty.